Once upon a time, in a small town called Monteverde, there was a group of 4 inseparable friends: Lucas, Sofia, Pedro, and Maria. They loved exploring the nature surrounding the town, and during the summer holidays, they spent all their free time venturing through forests and climbing mountains. One day, they heard a mysterious story from their grandparents about a magical forest hidden deep in a valley, where the trees could talk and teach great lessons. Curious and filled with adventurous spirit, the 4 friends decided that this would be their next journey. They packed their backpacks with snacks, flashlights, and, without telling anyone, set out in search of the legendary Valley of the Talking Trees. After a long trek, climbing hills and crossing rivers, they arrived at a mist-covered clearing. Could this be the valley? Sofia, the most inquisitive, asked. Lucas, the bravest, looked around and replied, "There's only one way to find out. Let's keep going." As they entered the valley, they began to notice something strange. The trees seemed to have human shapes. Their trunks were sculpted like the faces of wise old men, and the branches moved like delicate arms, dancing to the sound of the wind. Suddenly, a deep but gentle voice echoed through the forest. "Welcome, young ones," said the tallest tree. Its trunk was enormous, covered in moss, and its roots stretched across the ground like giant arms. The friends stopped, startled, but their curiosity soon overcame their fear. Pedro, the shyest of the group, was the first to speak. Who is speaking?" "I am the great oak, guardian of this forest. You have entered the Valley of the Talking Trees, where nature's wisdom is passed down from generation to generation. You've come here for a reason. Tell me, why are you here?" Maria, the most observant, answered, "We came to learn. We want to understand more about nature and how we can protect it." The great oak smiled, its leaves gently rustling in the breeze. "Then you've come to the right place. Nature is a gift from God, and here, every tree has a story, every leaf holds a lesson. But first, you must learn to listen, to respect, and to care." Lucas, growing impatient, asked, "What must we do to learn?" "Follow the path between the roots," the great oak instructed. "It will lead you to the ancient tree, the wisest of them all. It will teach you the value of respect and the true meaning of protecting the world." The 4 friends followed the path as directed, their eyes wide with wonder as the trees around them whispered words of encouragement and wisdom. Finally, after what seemed like an endless walk, they arrived at the ancient tree. It was immense, its trunk so wide that the 4 of them together couldn't wrap their arms around it. Its leaves glowed with a golden light, and when it spoke, its voice was both ancient and full of power. "You have traveled far to reach me," said the ancient tree, "but the greatest journey is yet to come. Respect for nature begins with understanding that every living creature, every tree, every animal has a purpose. Are you ready to learn?" The friends nodded eagerly. "The first lesson," continued the ancient tree, "is patience. Nature does not grow overnight. Trees take years, sometimes centuries, to reach their full potential. You must learn to wait and observe. Only with patience can you understand the true value of the life around you." The friends sat at the base of the ancient tree, and for hours they listened to its stories. It spoke of the changing seasons, how animals and plants live in harmony, and how the forest had adapted over the years. They listened attentively and began to grasp the role of every living being in creation. After a while, the ancient tree paused. "Now for the second lesson. Respect. Just as you respect your parents, friends, and teachers, so too must you respect nature. God created this world for all to live in harmony, But many forget this. They throw garbage, cut down trees unnecessarily, and harm animals. You, however, can be different. You can be the protectors of the world He gave us. Sofia, always ready to act, asked, "How can we help?" Start with small actions. Plant a tree. Pick up the trash you find. Teach others to preserve what God has given us. The forest depends on you as much as you depend on it. The ancient tree's words touched the hearts of the friends. They knew they had a mission to fulfill. As they said their goodbyes to the forest, they promised never to forget the lessons they had learned. They now understood that caring for nature was not just a task, but an act of love and respect for the world God had created. Upon returning home, the four friends began to change their attitudes. They started school campaigns to plant trees, organized cleanup drives, and taught other children the importance of protecting the environment. They became the guardians of nature, just as the great oak and the ancient tree had taught them. The forest continued to grow, and every time the friends returned to the Valley of the Talking Trees, they knew they were fulfilling their purpose. They had not only learned from nature, but had also become a part of it, protecting and preserving the world that God had entrusted to them.